Hi everyone. I'm here to show how I made my paper pine cones using a styrofoam egg and scrapbooking paper. This is for Miss Gilman's class. Going to try and explain for her 6th graders how to put them together and so they can make them for the holidays. This is the largest one. This is about a 3-inch, like this 3-inch size styrofoam ball, and then this is about 2.5, and then this is about 1.5. Smaller ones are a little more difficult. Larger ones are better, for me anyways. On these I use scrapbook paper, but for this one here I'm going to use just plain cardstock and a stamp and make my own design on it. See how that turns out. You will need, for this project, you'll need your paper, of course, a styrofoam egg, some small sequin pins. These are 1/2-inch sequin pins, and ribbon, your paper, and stamp. You can use any kind of paper, really. You can use a paper bag, cut it up, and it would make a really pretty pine cone. This one I did add leaves to on all 3 of these. These are for my daughter. And yeah, let's try it. Let's see how it's gonna turn out. So I'm gonna start out with just a plain piece of cardstock and my script, just a script stamp, and I'm using my Tim Holtz Distress Ink in Festive Berry. I figure it's for the holidays, so it has to be. Now you can do it either long ways or you can do it width ways, however you like. It doesn't matter. You can leave it plain. Just randomly stamp. You want to fill your whole page with it. It doesn't matter if it overlaps, it's fine. Just keep stamping on to fill the whole page. Okay. You're going to need, I would say, do 2 papers just in case, just to make sure you have enough. It's better to have too much than not enough. I'm going to use my cutter, but you can use scissors, a ruler if you like, whatever's easiest for you. And I cut these into 1-inch strips, like so. And do the whole thing 1-inch strips, and then cut these 1-inch strips into 1-inch pieces. So you'll have a 1 by 1 inch square, like this. So you're going to do that with both pages until they're all cut out. So you're just going to continue cutting. And like I said, you can also take your scissors. It doesn't have to be precise. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly 1 inch, but you can just guesstimate, I guess. But you want them as close to 1 by 1 as possible. This is the most time consuming, I think, part of this is actually cutting the paper out. But it turns out so pretty. Now, this is not my idea. I I've seen this online, um, Pinterest and on YouTube and whatnot, but they turn out so neat. My daughter had asked me, well, she had sent me a link or a pin on Pinterest and asked me if I could make them. I said, well, I would give it a try. Super easy, and you can do this really quickly, actually. Of course, videotaping, it seems like anything that can go wrong will go wrong, so bear with me here. Um, okay, once you get all your squares cut out, like so, you're going to fold them. Now, since it's one by one, it doesn't matter which side you do it on. It just depends on the direction of your paper or of your pattern. And I do take it and I fold one corner in, and then I push the other corner in to form a point. So, just like that. It looks like a little, kind of like a little house shape if you turn it that way, I guess. It would look like a little house. So, you're going to do that with all of your pieces except for one. You're going to take one piece and set it aside, because that's going to be the bottom of your pine cone. It just helps cover the bottom, the base better. So this is the time consuming part, cutting and folding. It's just taking it, folding it back. You're going to continue that through all of your pieces. So you can pause this now, fold all your pieces, and then come back and we can go from there, or you can just watch. I'll fast forward it so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to fold the rest of these and then I will be right back. Okay. I want to make sure you see that you need that point. That point is going to be important. This part you won't see once you attach it to your pine cone. But you want to make sure you have a nice point. It's not exactly in the center, that's fine. Just keep folding. probably more than enough, but that's okay. I'll leave it at that for now. And I'll take our one that we take one of our squares and one of our straight pins. And you can see these are tiny. Ooh, be very careful because they are really sharp. You're going to take one of your squares, your 1-inch squares, and I just kind of play with it and break the fibers of the paper just to get it to so it'll mold around the egg shape much easier. Now you're going to start with the more pointed end. The flat end will be the top, this will be bottom. So you're going to start at the bottom, at the point. You're going to place one square there on the point and secure it down with, ow, careful you get the pins the right way. Secure it down with your straight pins. Now you could probably use regular straight pins, but they're longer and I'd be afraid that they would poke out and hurt somebody eventually. So there's the first one. Let's show it up close. It's just one square on the tip. Now you're going to start taking your pointed pieces and fling them around. No, don't fling them around. You're going to place that on to cover your pins there, and I try to align it centered a little, maybe a little. You want to cover the bottom. You're just going to start with putting one pin in one side. Now you can layer your pieces and do it that way, but I prefer to do it one at a time. I know this uses more pins, but this way I know it's nice and secure and it's not going anywhere. So the first one, let me see if I can get this the right direction for you. Just like so. Just down just a little bit, but it's covering the pin underneath. So then I take the next one and I align it with this. Oh, come on, focus. Align it with the other one and just hold it in place with my thumb and apply the pins to the corners at the flat, along the flat piece here. So then you have two. And you can adjust the height, how much you want hanging over. There are gaps, but that's okay because they will be covered. Again, aligning, holding with my thumb. Let's try one pin at a time. And then you just continue this all the way around till you get your 4 on the bottom. I do 4 at the base, and then you'll do more and more as you get further along. So for the second layer, where you have your gap here, let me see if I can get this to where there's no shadow. Anyhow, let's see. Okay, there's a gap in between here. You're going to offset the next layer right on top of the other, like so. And put your push pin, put your straight pin in corners. You're going to continue this all the way around each layer, offsetting each new piece to the piece before until you get to the top. Ow. So I will continue working on this. Fast forward it for you so you don't have to sit here and watch me do it all. And then I will show you, when I get to about the middle, I will show you how I attach my ribbon. Okay, get to about that point. Let's see. And you're going to take a piece of ribbon, there we go. Pulling the ribbon and determine how much you want to actually hang out at the top. So, about like so. And my scissors. This is the piece. So this is about, let's see, it's about 12 inches long. So I take it and I just gonna fold it over so it forms like that. Just a minute. Alright. Like so. And take it, put it on my pinecone and put a pin right in the center of it. I put two there. Just gonna hold it in place. And it flies out of your hand. So, like so. And we're gonna continue putting our pieces on and it'll cover the extra ribbon hanging down. You can add a dab of glue if you like, wet glue, just, like white glue, school glue. But the pins will hold it in place. And continue wrapping around, going around the ball all the way to top. And my pin right in the center here. Want that loop. You want to put it right in the center of the top, so that's because that will hold up like so when you're finished. So continue going around, overlapping your previous row piece so that it covers the gaps, covers the pins that you put in previously. Make sure you get the pin in the right way, otherwise you're going to stick your fingers, and that hurts. So there's still a little bit of ribbon sticking out there, but we'll cover that when we go to the next layer. Just keep moving your ribbon around to keep out of the way so you don't pin it down. I was thinking it would be really pretty to do this if there's no flick stamp or just any other design. And you have your pinecone. I just like kind of squish it in my hands a little bit, kind of shape it a little more. Make sure all the pins are in well. And that is your finished pinecone. Super easy. Just decorate the top. I said you can put leaves on it. I have some leaves like on the top. Look pretty. Like your rim. Whatever you like. So have fun. I hope to see pictures of all of yours. Send me on Facebook or have Miss Gilman send me pictures. Bye guys and have fun.